Hello, my name is Julie Williams. I call myself the educator turned innovator. The topic I chose to talk about today is totally off what I'm really into, but I thought I would share this information with you. I want to go over the effectiveness, how to be an effective private investigator. I've come up with 5 steps in order to become a private investigator. We're going to start off with number one. Number one is first you must secure your scene. What do I mean by secure your scene? That means when you enter upon a crime scene, you actually look at your whole area. You make sure no one can enter into your area of your crime scene. Then you start your assessment. And through this assessment, you use your 6 senses. 6 senses? Well, most of us say 5 senses, but we're going to talk about a couple of senses. Use your first sense of sight. You look in and see what's out of place that shouldn't have been here, or what should be here that's not here. Then you move on to your sense of smell. And you say, do I smell fumes? Do I smell gas? Do I smell smoke? Then you move on to your sense of hearing. You listen to hear what could be actually out of place sounds you hear. Is there someone screaming? Is there someone yelling? You start to utilize all your senses. Then we're going to get into your sense of touch. What do you mean by touch? You touch the area. You see if something's hot, if it's cold, if it's warm. You can actually touch to find out what type of object it is, how it feels. Then we're going to get into a sense of taste. Now, for your investigation, I don't suggest you really taste much of your crime scene, other than if it's a piece of chocolate cake or chocolate ice cream. Then I said, yes, let's do it. But other than that, let's just kind of leave the taste out. Next, we're going to move on to our 6th sense. A 6th sense, what's that? 6th sense is that you just kind of know. You just kind of know what could have happened. You think you know what's happening. It's like a funny feeling in you that you have said, this is not right. Next, let's move on to our interviewing. Then when you get into interviewing, you find your victim. The victims are right there standing around you most of the time. They're looking at the scene, trying to decide what you're doing. Then you call these people who are in your vicinity and say, come, hey, let me ask you a couple of questions. And you say to him, did you do this? And they will, of course, reply, no. Then you proceed on saying, do you know who could have done it? And they will proceed on saying, I don't know who could have done this. Then you would ask them, then, why is this here? Or do you know why this is here? And of course, they will say they have no idea. Then you move on to your next victim, and you go through the same steps. Did you do this? Do you know who could have done this? Do you have any ideas who could have done this? Once you've gathered all your victims, then you get into what I call a hypothesis. It's where you actually collect all your data, all your information, and you put it together. Then you get into the process, what we call the process of elimination. We do this each and every day when we go outside. When we work, when we play, when we do any type of activity, we utilize the process of elimination. What is the process of elimination? It's that you look at a situation and you say, it couldn't have been this and it couldn't have been that. He was there and she was there, so they couldn't have been there. Once you've done that, we move on to our process, where we process them. After you obtain your victim, you actually have them come to you and you secure them. You must always remember to read them their rights. Read the rights of, you have the right to remain silent, you have a right to attorney, you have your rights to whatever. You make sure they know their rights. The next 4th step I like to get into is basically you have to enforce your penalty. What I mean by enforcing the penalty? This is where you as a private detective will take this person actually to the courts and let the courts decide exactly what happens to this person. What do I mean by that? The judge may decide he'll have a prison sentence, time, or he may just lose his license. Or he may just incur more penalties from prior activities that he might have been into. If you follow through with these same steps each and every time, you will always be considered an effective private investigator. So from here on, remember the 5 steps. Remember how to deal with your victims in your crime scene, and you will be the best around. Thank you for your time. My name is Julie Williams, the educator turned innovator. Thank you.